So I secretly installed a parasite mod on my friend's Minecraft server and set up 10 insane hidden trolls. And using these trolls, I had to infect his entire world without being caught on his live stream. So as my friend was busy streaming, I snuck online and I was now waiting for him to take his dog inside his house, because it was time for the first troll. So as he went upstairs, I secretly pushed his dog into the corner where I'd set up a secret mechanism. It was now time to activate it, so as he opened his chest upstairs, I ran and placed an item inside this chest, powering the hidden mechanism below. And it had worked. His dog had successfully been replaced by this parasite version. But all of a sudden, the dog started heading towards my friend to try and attack him.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh no, it's gonna kill me.
And he would instantly know that someone was trolling him. And as he started getting killed, I had to act quick. So I quickly removed the parasite and ran to set his real dog free. I'd managed to save myself, but my friend was getting really suspicious about what just happened. And if I get caught out at any point on his stream, then the video ends. I had to be careful, so I headed to the second troll at his farm. And this one was going to be insane. I began by heading to his sheep pen, and everything here looks totally normal, right guys? Only, I'd constructed a hidden chamber when my friend was offline with retextured trapdoors under his pen, where this parasite sheep was waiting for me. And I had to try and sneak this into his farm without being detected. It was now time, so I grabbed an Nimbus potion and started work on my plan. I had to be really careful because my friend was literally just over here on the hill. So I grabbed my leads, but quickly realized that this method wasn't going to work. You can't actually use this on a parasite sheep apparently. So I thought fast, opened the trapdoors and began trying to push the sheep out of this exit. And I knew that time was ticking as my potion was running out by the second. And as everything was going to plan, my friend was now heading straight for the farm. I was watching his stream, so I started panicking and began shoving the sheep back down. I hadn't finished my mission and the trapdoors were literally wide open. He was now right outside, so I secretly shut them and shifted down below to hide. My potion was out and my name tag had now come back. If his live viewers saw me, they would definitely snitch. So I waited for him to go to the other side, and as the coast was clear, I drank another potion and successfully got the parasite sheep into the pen. Now as my friend was breeding his animals, it was time for the chaos. The sheep was doing major damage, and whilst he panicked and ran back to his house, he was unknowingly running straight into my most risky troll yet. See, below my friend's house, he had a basement, which was the perfect spot, where before he started his stream, I'd spawned a primitive devourer. But of course, this is just way too obvious to simply leave it in plain sight. So I constructed a hidden redstone door which would release the devourer into his own redstone mechanism, destroying it and causing chaos inside his base. And just as I'd planned, my friend had unknowingly just run straight over this tripwire hook outside his base, and no one on his live stream surprisingly noticed. The tripwire had worked, releasing the devourer, and it was now hard at work, jumping straight through his redstone and destroying anything it wanted, whilst my friend was now cluelessly in his base getting items to recover from the previous encounter. I was hoping he wouldn't hear the devourer down below, and so far we were in the clear. But I've got a secret to tell you guys. This tripwire wasn't the only thing that I had planned. So as he was distracted, I snuck over to this fake tree which I'd retextured at the back of his house. It's literally made from pink wool. And as I pressed this button, it released a beacon into his world. And the beacon was now passively spreading infection across his entire world. He's pretty powerful. But in the meantime, I now had an issue, because as I was watching his live stream, my friend was now right above the devourer that was hidden below. I had to get him away from the house to buy it some more time. So as he was exiting his house, I flew through the walls and into the distance to spawn a polar bear, which would naturally confuse him, and I was just praying that this would work. I watched his stream and he was running straight towards it, so I now flew into his basement to check on the devourer, which was doing a great job. But as I turned away from my friend's stream, he started heading back towards his house. I had to hide the devourer before he came back, or everyone would see me on his live stream. So I started killing it, trying to get rid of it, but it just wasn't working. It was taking too long, and he was now upstairs right above me.
Yo, what is that noise?
I could hear the creature dying on his live stream, and he was now heading down towards the basement. I was stressing, and as it couldn't get any worse, I've realized that his basement doors had been jammed. He couldn't get in because the devourer had damaged the redstone. He was now even more suspicious, so I quickly used my hand just to try and dig a hole in the ground and spleef it under the floor. I was trying to be so fast. I covered the floor just in time and hid underneath as he began searching around. He was really confused, and if he dug one single block in the floor, this entire video was going to be ruined. But luckily, he was fixing the redstone, which kept him away from the devourer. So I headed to troll number 4. This troll had a good chance of going wrong. See, my friend had a mine in his house that went all the way down to bedrock, and in his tunnel it set set up a secret lair activated by clicking this random redstone ore. There was no way that he was gonna find this. And inside I'd sculpted a pathway which he was likely to follow, leading him to my good friend, the Caesar. Me and him go way back, guys, okay? You'll see what his ability is shortly. And once the Caesar was done with him, I was going to try and confuse him even more with these command blocks hidden down here. And after waiting 15 minutes for my friend to finally go mining, it was the perfect time to strike. He was now in his mine right below the lair. And as he ended his mining trip, he headed up this staircase, entering the lair which I'd now opened. The Caesar was ready, and as he ran inside, it grabbed him.
Yo, what the hell is this? Wait, I can't move. It's got me. I'm trapped.
I was watching his reaction on the live stream, and everything was going to plan because this thing was doing some serious damage. And in only a matter of seconds, it killed my friend, and his suspicions were now at max level because he had obviously seen this creature, and now he knew that someone was messing with him. And during my celebrations, I realized that I now had a serious issue on my hands because his stuff was left there on the floor, and I saw on his stream that he was coming back down to get it. I needed a solution fast, so I quickly removed the Caesar and ran to press my emergency contraption that I'd set up, which spawned a wither. I made it just in time, and after wiping his chat, it created a new fake death message.
Wait, what the hell killed me? I swear that wasn't a wither. Yo, my game is bugging out.
I was trying to make him think that he was going crazy, and it was working as he placed TNT to blow up the lair. And as I was safer now, I knew we were one step closer to the ultimate troll at the end, and I couldn't afford any more of these close calls. Welcome to troll number 5. I was now back at my friend's farm, but this time I had a contraption which was 10 times more chaotic because I'd placed this lever just over here which would activate a secret dropper below, which releases a random item down this underground chute. And the falling item from the dropper would then land onto this weighted pressure plate, powering this redstone and triggering the release of this vertical flying machine. This took forever to build, it kept going wrong. And on top of the machine, I'd sneakily placed a parasite raptor. So on my friend's stream, the mechanism would secretly bring the raptor to the surface as these grass doors opened. And this guy is the worst of all the parasites yet because he infects literally everything he comes near. It was now or never, so I crept over and activated the mechanism. My friend was only over there at his house, so I knew I didn't have that much time. The mechanism worked and the raptor had been successfully released, and I guided it over towards his farm. The insanity had begun as the raptor infected animal after animal. His entire farm was going to be turned into parasites. So now every single type of animal would attack him when he got close to it, and my evil plan was going perfectly. It even got his favorite pet horse, and it had now transformed into this disgusting beast. But as I turned to check on my friend's stream to see what he was up to, the raptor was running away from the farm and infecting random animals everywhere. There was no way that I'd be able to get this under control. The infection was getting out of hand. My friend was doing work just outside his base, and he was bound to see these animals any minute.
Welcome to the stream, Freddy. Yeah, I'm just gathering some wood for my base right now.
I was stressing out, so I had to act fast, and I began rushing around the farm to try and catch the raptor. And I had to kill it before it could cause any more damage. But thankfully, I'd done it, and the issue was now solved. But there were still infected animals everywhere, and only 20 blocks away, there was this parasite cow. I was just hoping that he wouldn't see it. My friend was now headed over to the farm. I hadn't even had time to sneak away, but I just tried to hide. As my friend now approached the animal pens, he started to realize that something didn't look quite right.
Wait, what? What happened to my farm?
The troll was now underway as I freed some of the animals, and it was working like a charm.
Oh my god. Oh, no, it's chasing me.
My friend was panicking, being chased by every mob in the farm, and he was trying to fight them to survive, but soon realized that there was no way to win this battle. Meanwhile, I was watching as spectator to witness the fruits of my labor as he rushed back to his house and slammed the doors to get to safety. He was trapped inside his house with a swarm of angry mobs outside. But whilst this had gone well, my friend was now on the edge, and his suspicions were confirmed.
Yo, I can't go outside. They're surrounding the whole base.
He knew that someone was trolling him, so I had to make sure he didn't know it was me. So I flew over to his animal pens and quickly removed all the parasites and restored his existing normal animals. I had to find a way to save this troll, or the video would have to end. And soon my friend headed back to his farm and became confused as his animals had somehow returned like before.
Wait, my animals are normal? What?
So I now decided to head to troll number 6. See, I'd been spying on my friend 2 days earlier, and I saw him building at this village over here. So I knew that it was only a matter of time before he was likely to head back there. And after he'd logged off 2 days before, I decided to bring out my good old friend, the parasite villager. But since a village doesn't just have one villager, I wanted to make sure that this troll would give him the biggest shock yet. So I built this hidden piston mechanism which would release a parasite villager into the room of a house, pushing it from underground with a slime block below. But come on guys, that's not all I did, of course, because I installed one of these mechanisms under every single house in the village. It was time for my tricks to begin. So as I waited over 30 minutes watching his stream to wait for him to go to the village, I rushed back to my PC and got into position. And and so far he hadn't seen anything to make him feel suspicious. But that's because all of these normal villagers hadn't been infected yet. As he began exploring the village, he headed inside some of the houses and was walking right on top of where the parasite villagers were hidden. And so far he hadn't clocked on to any of this. My time to strike was just around the corner. So as I watched his stream and saw him taking food from the farms, it was now or never. Diving into the water and swimming to the bottom to activate this lever. And this is the lever which would release every single parasite villager from its mechanism all at once. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for chaos. They were released and my friend had yet to even notice. And my mission to infect his entire server was once again underway. One by one, the natural villagers were wiped out and my friend had now noticed.
Wait, what? That's not a normal villager.
He was panicking. I was watching with happiness as he now discovered that the entire village was actually a danger zone. But that's when things took a turn for the worse. In a split-second decision, I saw him grab his flint of steel and he began burning down the village. I didn't expect this. I just thought he was going to kill the villagers with his sword. The fire was spreading so fast and it was burning through all of the houses, destroying the floor and exposing my mechanisms hidden below. If he saw these mechanisms, he would know that it was actually me trolling him because literally no one else does dumb stuff like this. I didn't even know what to do, but I had to do something fast and I knew that a distraction was probably my only option right now. So as the parasites were attacking my friend, I snuck into creative and headed towards the houses to try and put out the fire. I was risking everything and he could easily spot me on my name tag. My friend was still in the village and he wasn't leaving. So I quickly flew over and spawned more parasite villagers to try and overwhelm him and make him leave the village. And as I began covering the mechanisms, he said this on his stream.
I swear someone's trolling right now. Someone has to be online right now. Yo, Spifey, I call you, reveal yourself.
This was not good and I needed to cover up fast. So I quickly placed a command block and sent a fake message in chat. I framed my friend Mello, making him think that it was him that was trolling him and made him leave the game. So my friend now thought that the trolling was over and no one else was on mine. As my friend was now heading back to his house, he was actually running straight towards my troll number 7. And now he thought that the trolling had actually ended. Oh boy, was he wrong. Because things were about to get a whole lot worse. Since in the roof of his house I'd actually hidden a redstone machine which would be activated by this chest here. And this was actually his chest, so he wouldn't even suspect anything. But I'd switched out this chest for the trapped one and put every item back in the exact spot so he wouldn't notice. So when he would open the chest on his stream, the weather would change to a storm and lightning would strike the top of his house without him even knowing. So when the weather eventually changed, the lightning would burn a hole in the top of his house, releasing this, which I'd hidden inside. Doesn't it look friendly? My friend was now back in his house and I was waiting as a spectator for him to eventually open the chest. And after waiting and waiting, it wasn't long before he headed for my chest contraption. So 10 seconds later when he was downstairs, the lightning had now hit the house.
Was that lightning?
It had worked and the lightning struck perfectly. And my friend who was now in his house had no clue that the roof was actually burning down this entire time. But you might have also noticed that this came up in his chat. See, the trap chest had also activated a command block which sent a fake join message from another player. And I secretly spawned a parasite cubed outside his house which led straight to his front door. My friend was now headed downstairs and spotted the parasite over in the distance, but it was yet too far away for him to notice what it even was. This was far from being a player. So as he got closer to inspect the fake player, it started attacking him and started chasing him as he ran back towards his house.
Oh my god, he's trying to kill me.
My friend rushed inside and just as I planned, this was keeping him busy, so the spider had now been released from the roof. And it wasn't long before my friend went up to the roof and discovered the giant spider.
Oh my god, what is that?
We were now at the ultimate troll to complete the mission of infecting his entire server. See, outside his base, up in the sky, I built 20 identical contraptions above water pools around his house. And with the shot of one arrow on this minecart, the mechanism was activated. Hundreds of parasites were released falling from the sky around his house. So as he headed outside his house, he found this.
Yo, what is that? Help.
Subscribe if you enjoyed the video and click on another video on screen right now if you want to lose even more brain cells. And comment down below for more video suggestions.